a digital world, and I am certainly not that much of a digital girl. However, as a teacher, it is my job to stay abreast of the changes that are going on inside my classroom and with my students. One of those changes is the integration of social media into my class. If you're feeling like me, like your room has been invaded by social media, then this is the video for you, because I'm going to discuss with you some strategies that you can use to use social media to your advantage inside of your classroom. We have to learn how to incorporate social media into our lessons. Whether you like social media or not, it does not matter. What matters is that our students are learning and that they are being the best that they can. So we're going to use some technology into our classroom. We are going to leverage platforms like YouTube to help teach our students strategies or lessons that we are teaching. I know for myself that if I find a concept hard to understand, often I will turn to YouTube to find a video that can better explain it to me. As an educator, we're going to utilize YouTube to do the same thing for our students. We can use that by showing the videos during our class time. We can use it to show videos. We can add those videos to our students' Google Classroom or some other form of technology where they can watch them. Yes, they may understand you, and you may be the world's best teacher, but sometimes they need just a little different spin on it. Social media is going to provide that spin, and I'm talking specifically about YouTube because YouTube is a wealth of knowledge. We can use platforms like Kahoot to help teach our students lessons in fun ways. I love Kahoot. My students love Kahoot. Another little game I used to use was the Jeopardy, the digital Jeopardy game, where I put in the questions and the answers. My students play for candy. Not money, but candy. They loved it. I was able to do a lot of test reviews with my students because they wanted to use this technology. So why does social work with our students? Why are they so fascinated by social media? Social media provides them with an outlet for their creativity. It provides them with a sense of belonging. Social media helps them to feel like they belong somewhere. They feel like they're heard, they're seen. As I said in my other video, social media is where they feel like they have built their little empire. They have their own little world going on. And we're going to be successful at educating today's students. We're going to have to come into a little of their world. That means opening our minds and our doors to social media. We can utilize platforms like Dojo to help reward our students for their good behavior. We can also utilize to help keep our parents informed on what's going on in our classrooms. We all know that parental involvement is the key. We can get our parents involved in what's going on in our students' lives. They are going to perform. Before we go any further with this video, if you have not already, please give this video a like, a thumbs up, and that you subscribe so I continue to give you more teaching tips and hacks. And I will see you back in the video that talks about how we can get our parents involved, because we want them involved. We want them to be a part of our students' lives. We want them to be a part of the educational journey. We want to use apps like Class Dojo to help keep them up to breast of what's going on inside of our class. We can have class challenges where our students earn points, just like they have challenges on Facebook. Facebook offers challenges for creators. They offer challenges for our students to do. There are challenges on TikTok. There are challenges on Instagram. And our students just eat this up. So we want to provide our students with a sense of challenge, sense of purpose. And we're going to use social media in our classes. Are you a teacherpreneur like me? Do you spend a lot of time on social media and yet you find yourself wondering, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to be posting? What am I going to post it? Then if you are, I have just a solution for you. This is my social media planner that I created myself to help me stay on track with my social media posting. Sometimes I get a little lost, and so I needed it. So I created this social media planner. Yeah, beautiful cover, right? Look at the back. Beautiful design. When you open up the inside of my planner, there's my name. Okay, inside the planner, you have a your week at a glance. And on here, you would tell what your platform is, the week, and you would list what you're going to be posting on social media. And on the other side, you have a side for notes. If you look at the top of each one of your pages, then you are going to find a young lady or a young man who is high fashion, high dressed, because it is a social media planner. And I'm a girly girl. But anyway, in case you need some help, be sure to check out my social media planner. You can find this on Amazon. And be sure to stop by and grab our classroom with social media in it up. Why does social media work so well? Or gamification in our classroom? It works because it helps us to pose open-ended questions to our students and allows them to share their opinions. It gives them the opportunity to have thoughtful and meaningful discussions with their classmates. And we can use strategies such as think, pair, share to get them to discuss their ideas with their fellow classmates. Social media is interactive. And if we're going to hold our students' attentions, we're going to have to be interactive too. We're going to have to interact with our students. We're going to have to allow them to interact with each other. We're going to have to satisfy that need for connection and validation in which they want. Another thing that we're going to do to help use social media in our classroom is we're going to make sure our content is relevant. Social media has algorithms. Instagram has algorithms. YouTube has algorithms. All these algorithms cater to our students' specific needs. We are going to have to make sure our content is relevant to our students' lives, that it is important to them. It's like I was saying about my son. I sit there and I look at my house and I say, oh my goodness, he doesn't do a thing I ask him to do. He has one job. He doesn't do it. He sits here and thinks I work for him. But I had to figure out that he doesn't find those jobs as important as what he has going on because he doesn't feel like it's relevant to him. My students don't want to learn or do anything that doesn't directly impact them personally. And I'm sure your students feel the same way too. So we're going to get them to do better in our classroom, just like social media. We have to have an algorithm. We have to figure out what content is relevant to them. How does it relate to them in the real world? How do they make that real world connection with what we are trying to teach them? Okay, them directly. We also want to make sure that our lessons are more visual and multimedia. What does that mean? Our students, the majority of them are visual learners, hands-on learners, especially if they are low-performing students. We want to make sure that the things we are providing them with, they can see, they can touch, they can interact with. We have to come up to the times. Social media is visual. Social media is interactive, and our lessons have to be also. So we can't just say we're going to give our students this and they're going to learn it. They're going to learn it. Just like when I was going to school, that no longer works. We're going to have to make sure that we are addressing all of their different learnings. Okay, so we're also going to have to provide them with outlets to be creative. I discussed that in my other videos, so I'm not going to get into that. But we have to provide our students with something that allows them some creative outlet and allows them to express who they are as individual students, that gives them some meaning. Years ago, students used to, we had one class that we would come to school just for. You at home, you said, I can't miss school today. Why? Because we didn't want to miss that particular teacher's classroom. Either her class was so excited or we loved her so much we didn't want to disappoint her. We have to make our classes the same way. We have to provide our students with enough interest that they will come to school just to be in our classroom. That's why if you watch them, they're like little zombies. They're on their phones. I see them all day. They're on their phones through our class. Well, we have to make our class just as exciting as what they are looking at on social media. We have to social media up our classroom. I gave you some strategies. Please tell me in the comments below which strategy you're going to use to make your classroom more exciting. And I'll see you guys in the next video.